Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 100 of my modded Factorio playthrough. Alright, now that we've got all of those walls figured out, now we need to develop a system to move stuff around our giant base. And belts are going to be too slow and too performance intensive for the computer. So let's design some trains. Kind of the first step here is just to automate the production of some of the train components that we need. Now, making the actual locomotives is pretty straightforward. It just requires a bunch of stuff and engines, but we're not going to make that many locomotives, so we can just hand build those. The engines are the hardest part, and we're making engines. And these other things we can hand build, so that's not too big a deal. But the thing we do want to automate is rails, bridges, lights, train stops. These are all things we're going to use in great quantity, and there's no reason to hand build all that stuff. So let's get started with the rails. Pretty straightforward, steel and interestingly stone. That's just a stock thing, it's just what it requires. And we have 3 choices of bridges. I guess I'll go over the bridges later when they become more relevant. But the basic idea here is it costs the same as a straight rail, but instead of a piece of stone, you either need a piece of wood, looks like another iron stick, or a stone brick. And you could build whatever one you want based on your resources, and I just like the way that the steel ones look. So I'm just going to build steel ones, and they're pretty straightforward. So we need to get some stone down here, first of all. Alright, good, we got lots of belts. It's going to be a little weird, but we've got a belt kind of coming down here, so we might as well use it. We need to get the stone in here. And we don't need a red belt for all that stone for making rails. A yellow will be fine, so let's just put a yellow under there. Oh, there's actually a space. It was hard to tell. It looks like there wasn't a space there, so I guess I didn't have to move that down. Oh well. Uh-oh. Whoa. Whoa! There were some biters. No! This is bad. They are going to destroy lots of stuff before I get there. It looks like it was a roaming biter party that was left that we didn't kill, which is unfortunate. It'll take a long time to get there. It feels bad. All the stuff just getting destroyed. It's kind of a problem with the mega base. Are they gone now? Looks like they're not destroying anything anymore. No, the point of all the walls is not to do this, but it's not a failure of the walls. Those are just biters that were left over from the base killing. That were just running around looking for stuff to bite. And unfortunately, it'd be kind of overkill to put turrets on the inside of the walls, because we don't really need them there. Man, look how long it's taking to get here. Reminds me of just how long it took to build all those walls, all the moving around. Finally made it. Wait. It could have just been one guy. I remember when I looked, there was more than one guy. What? That wasn't... What's that coming from? Oh, it's just here. Okay. That's awkward. Well, great. That was a huge disappointment. Well, let's make a shopping list. We don't have to fix this right now, but next time we're here, we're going to want to. This is kind of a small wall. This might be enough for it, but let's just make a shopping list. I'll write this down so next time we come by here we can take care of this. I really hope that the rest of them got killed. There weren't any orbs, but those are green ones, and the green ones usually come from the turret spitters. And those ones don't normally drop orbs. So it's possible that they just worked their way down within range of the turrets, got killed, and then there's just that spitter that didn't have to move down because of his range, and that's why he was still there. Okay, real quick, we can take care of our shopping list here. Let's see, 13 accumulators. It's gonna take a moment. They might actually already have them in their inventory. 2 smalls. 1 medium, 1 large. There we go. Now we can kind of put our stuff in here temporarily. So we'll need it eventually. Okay, and that's just going to kind of keep blinking until we go back down there. So, well, that was a detour. 10-minute detour. Kind of pointless. Okay. I believe I was talking about how I was kind of surprised I moved this over because I needed to make space for the underground, but it didn't look like there would be space between them, but there is, so we can just kind of go through there. And even that kind of works. I'm not concerned about the logic here. That technically this landfill is going to be stealing the stone before it gets down there, but there's going to be a lot of buffer in the belt. Plus, this is only going to run when we have 20,000 stone. So there's going to be lots of opportunity for stone to make it past. Not that building rails is a very high priority thing anyway. Let's just go over here, since that's where the pipes are. It's just going to be kind of messy. No real way around that. Okay. So let's look here. We need to build the straight rails and the bridges. The rail needs an iron stick. So we're going to have at least 2 machines. Let's see what the ratio is. That's going to make 4 sticks a second, not including the construction time. And this needs 2 sticks a second. So one of these machines can support 2 rail machines. So not that we need that kind of production, but since it's balanced, why not? And then we need stone and steel on one side, and then the output. Looks like it's going to be about 1.5 a second for each. Let's do near, near, far, far. So steel goes up there, stone goes down there. Then also we're going to need our iron. But it actually doesn't look like we need that much steel, so we can probably put both of them on the same belt. Yeah, let's do that. So that's going to be 1 in, looks like, and then it's going to be 2 out. And then on the output side, we're going to have, looks like 4 rail a second, but 3 when you include the speed of the machine. So that's going to be 2 blue inserters. I'll just do that and have them go into their own little boxes. Why not? And let's hook them all up with the circuit network. Just like that should work. And let's say, let's build 1,000 rails total. So if there's less than 1,000, turn on. And a light somewhere, I suppose. Okay. Let's make a blueprint of that and move it over. Unless that's actually the perfect spot. Now it could stand to be moved over a little bit. Just one square ought to work. So stone's going to be coming in down here. And then steel's going to come up through here. Or steel and iron. See, it would probably work pretty well just to have the iron right here. There we go, and then the steel kind of come up through here. There we go. That should be everything. Let's see if it's balanced. Okay, nothing's happening. What's it short on? Stone. Oh, I didn't set those to long-handed? I thought I did. Okay. Long-handed. Long-handed. There we go. Looks about as good as we could expect. So, what about making the bridges? Well, the bridges are essentially the same recipe, more or less. Just slightly more iron sticks and no stone. So we need at least 2 machines here. We might be able to just put them up here since they're going to require the same resources. So we have to make sticks. So this is going to require 2 sticks every 0.5, and this makes 2 sticks every 0.5. So actually this is balanced right here. So since it's balanced, I don't see any reason to do it any differently. So maybe something like that. Make sticks right there. It's going to need 2 inserters right there. Set this to bridge. And right there. There we go. And it's going to need the 2 outs just like the other ones. Although I should probably connect all of these together. Is this going to reach? Kind of, but it looks weird. There we go. Everything's on the same one. So now we're going to get 1,000 between all of those. Let's do the same for here. Just let those chug away. Pretty good utilization of the belt. Looks like it's not quite maxed out. All the machines are green. Thumbs up. Let's move forward. So we got all the rails. Now we need rail signals and shade signals, and they're identical. So those are going to be easy. And also the train stop is almost identical. It just requires steel. So these are going to be pretty straightforward, and we can probably put them all in line as well. So, let's make at least 3 machines. Let's see, well that's a high iron requirement though, although it doesn't really have to be a balanced setup because we're going to consume so much of it, but we do have a red belt's worth of iron there, so it probably will work. Make that the chain, and not the train stop. So let's do the red belt in. It's going to require actually probably more than we could possibly supply it. So it's probably not worth trying too hard. So we're going to need 7.5 per second, which could be done, but I'm thinking we don't need to worry about that. We're not going to use these that often, so let's just do 2 inserters for the steel, or for the iron, and then we're going to have a belt on the outside, which we can put some steel on, and iron. Yeah, see, this machine requires way too much. That's definitely not going to work. Well, it wouldn't work balanced-wise, but it works otherwise. So iron's going to come in through there. Oh, that looks like that's the right spot. And steel, let's just make it a red as well. I don't really think it needs to be. Yeah, there's no way it's going to be utilized, but oh well. We'll just do it. Make those long-handed, so those are in the correct position. And then the other belt is half electronic boards, half steel. Let's see. It's a little awkward because of the positioning, but we can do this. Something like that. So we need to have steel and electronic boards connected here. Okay, and then the electronic boards come in on this one. There we go. A little bit of belt spaghetti there, but okay, everything's together. And then it's done. Okay. So, how much of each? Let's see. What kind of output do we need? Just one. It's fine. I'll just do a single stack for now and not worry about the actual quantity. And let's place these down and see what happens. Yeah, we're inserter limited, but we're also, it consumes a ton of iron, so it's not important that it's perfectly balanced. We just aren't going to use very much of it. Okay. Next we need to talk about trains, but that's going to have to wait till the next episode, so I'll see you then.